As the mayor has been already elected, this is of the Aam Aadmi Party. Aam Aadmi Party won the election when we are talking about the mayor. Then the deputy mayor election happened. This is Aam Aadmi Party who won the election when we are talking about deputy mayor. But for the standing committee members, we have seen the ruckus, we have seen the chaos because of the mobile phone which was used by around 46 councillors when they were voting. Finally, this has reached to conclusion because the voting had already started from number 1 again. There the voting is underway. There you can see the mayor sitting on the chair, and finally it is going smoothly, and now it is going to be decided that who exactly is going to be the part of this committee if we talk about the standing committee. And yes, as I pointed it out earlier also, that this is like 4 members of Aam Aadmi Party, 4 and 3 of candidate, rather we should say, of Bharatiya Janata Party. We have seen how the Supreme Court also intervened into the matter. Earlier we have seen it thrice when the elections was not happening because of the ruckus, was not able to happen because of the chaos. Finally, the matter reaches to Supreme Court. Supreme Court categorically mentioned it that it has to be done by the rule. And by the rule, it was decided that alderman is not going to vote. Later, we have seen how the elections happened of the mayor, then the deputy mayor, but chaos was witnessed at the time of the standing committee. But finally, today, we are seeing peace in the session. This is going peacefully, and the session has already begun. Around more than 16 councillors have already voted, but this has been made clear by the mayor that this is going to happen one by one. Everybody is going to cast his vote or her vote one by one, and mobile phones are not allowed finally. Because let me remind you, this was all the drama which was witnessed because of the mobile phones which was used by around 46 councillors. Those votes are null and void now, and it has already started from the scratch. It has reached to 19 by the number. If we talk about the voting, it is increasing smoothly. It is going ahead smoothly as of till now. So there, the session has already started. We are waiting for the result, how it is going to pan out, and what exactly will be, who exactly will be getting what. This is to see, wait and watch. But standing committee members elections have finally begun, and we are reporting live on the story, continuously breaking that what manner the session is going out and in what manner the numbers are going ahead. And it's going smoothly at this point in time. We are giving you the visuals. These are the visuals from the session. Earlier in the day, it was Atishi and Aam Aadmi Party leaders who have made it clear this is up to the mayor now. Mayor is going to decide that how it is going to happen. When mayor arrived at around 11:05 in the session, she mentioned it. We have seen the chaos, we have seen the drama, we have seen the ruckus, because of which the time has been wasted. Now we understand and we are going to go ahead with number 1 itself. This is going to be the recounting, and that's some re-voting, I beg your pardon, and that's something what we have seen, that the re-voting has started. It has already begun. The session is going smoothly. We have seen the ruckus for whole night when it was adjourned for around 13 times. Yesterday it was decided to adjourn it for the day. Finally it resumed at around 11. The members are there. Early in the morning when it resumed, prior to that this was the hangama, the ruckus which was witnessed when the Bharatiya Janata Party councillors were saying that mayor should come in the session at the time, and finally mayor arrived, and now the announcement has been already done that it will be from the number 1 now. Around 19 councillors have already voted. We are just waiting that how it is exactly going to pan out now. But session at this point in time is going smoothly. Yes, back to you, Samiksha.
Anuj, this is Nupur here. Anuj, I wanted to understand from you what led to this decision really to recast all the ballots, because till yesterday and even till this morning, you yourself were speaking to the Aam Aadmi Party and they seemed extremely adamant that that's not something that's going to be allowed for. What is it that really changed then?
Well, what has been stated by the mayor, when we saw mayor arriving in the session, she mentioned it that as we have wasted time, we have already seen how it was the long night drama. It was adjourned for around 13 times when we are talking about the adjournment which was done, where the session was not able to work because because of the uproar, because of the ruckus which was witnessed, finally Aam Aadmi Party and the mayor has reached to the decision that this is going to be again the voting, and that's something what we are seeing at this point in time. We'll continue with the visuals again, and yes, we are getting this in the visual. It was discussed by the Aam Aadmi Party. There was a meeting which was called in. There was a meeting of mayor. This was Atishi who was there in the meeting. This was Sanjay Singh who was there in the meeting, the senior leadership of the Aam Aadmi Party. And finally they decided, because BJP was very much adamant and they were saying it, that they are not going to allow it to happen in that manner. They want the voting to be done from number one again, from the scratch again. This was the demand of BJP, whereas till yesterday this was Aam Aadmi Party who was saying it, that they have not violated any rule. They have not violated any secrecy. They have given the example of the election of the other elections also. On the other hand, they also talked about the suggestion what have been taken, or the clearance what has been taken by their lawyers. That was stated by mayor, that was stated by Sanjay Singh in the press conference, that we have cross-checked it. There is no violation. This was the condition if we talk about, and the line if we talk about till yesterday by the Aam Aadmi Party. But as this was clear that there is no solution through this tussle, finally Aam Aadmi Party and the mayor finally decided that it will be now from the scratch, and it has already started now. So these are the live images from the ground. These are the live images from the session, and it is happening peacefully at this point in time. Around more than 20 councillors have already voted.
All right, Anuj, of course, is bringing us the latest, and election is taking place for the standing committee in the MCD House. Anuj, for the moment, thank you for joining us. We're going to cut across right now and go live to Amritsar, where we have spoken to the Amritsar SSP about what's happening over there at Ajnala police station. He's told us that Lovepreet Tufan is being released as the evidence they produced established that he was not present on the spot. We are submitting that to the court. Forces deployed as a precautionary measure, but the situation is under control. Now, since this morning, of course, we have seen a heavy deployment of the Punjab police across the Ajnala police station area. Now, do remember that Ajnala police station was the site of a ruckus of what we saw yesterday in terms of hundreds of supporters of Amritpal Singh essentially storming the police station and getting inside it. And then, as it now appears, with the police giving in to their demands of releasing his aide, that is Lovepreet Tufan. Now, of course, questions are being raised as to why did the police essentially allow for this negotiation to take place? Why wasn't the law allowed to take its own course? But let's listen into what the SSP has told Republic.
Lovepreet is being released because the sort of evidence they have given to us yesterday, as per those evidences, he was not present on the spot. So we are submitting that evidence with the application to the Honourable Judge. So this is how the process is going to take place.
Also, do tell us, as far as this entire process is concerned, and since violence has taken place and several of the policemen have been injured, that we will let you know. That will let you know. There is a massive deployment here. What is the type of deployment here?
Just a precautionary measure. Nothing else. Situation is under.
A day after the violence, now the police is all set to move to Ajnala Court for the discharge application of Lovepreet Singh, alias Tufan Singh, a close aide of Amritpal Singh. We are joining with us SSP Rural, Stinder Singh. Sir, what is the development? Has the police moved to the Ajnala Court or yet to be moved?
Yes. Our officers have gone to the Ajnala Court, and we are moving application very shortly.
And in fact, what is the contents of the application? On what basis you are moving the application?
The contents of the application, we are moving this application on basis what the evidence they have given us yesterday. So those are the contents of the application, sir.
So you have basically considered the evidence that was provided by Amritpal Singh regarding the FIR of kidnapping of Varinder Singh?
No, not regarding the FIR yet, because the investigation of FIR is being done by the SET. This particular evidence was only against the Lovepreet Singh.
So what is the next course of action? क्योंकि आज पुलिस की जो डिप्लॉयमेंट है वो काफ़ी ज़्यादा दिख रही है, तो इंटेलिजेंस इनपुट क्या है कि आज अमृतपाल की मूवमेंट को कैसे ट्रैक करेगी पुलिस?
नहीं, कोई हम किसी को ऐसे कुछ, अभी सारा कुछ पीसफुल है जी, एवरीथिंग इज अंडर कंट्रोल, सो नथिंग टू वरी।
Is this not the action that police has, while accepting the demands after a huge protest, that police has surrendered themselves, their actions?
No, it is not a thing of being surrendered. You know, the whatever application they moved us yesterday and the evidence they gave us yesterday, it is basically based on that only. So regarding the FIR, sit has been formed, and whatever the report of the sit will be there, so we'll decide accordingly.
So Lovepreet Singh will be discharged from the jail, or he will be brought here to the police station, and Nell he will be handed over to
No, he won't be brought here. So whatever the court orders, then we'll decide. He won't be brought here.
So have you reported the entire incident to Punjab Home Ministry or Union Home Ministry? Have anybody sought the report from you?
So everything, you see, everything is being monitored, and all our high officials, they all are in touch and they all are supporting us. So I just assure you on this that law and order will be maintained, and things are going to get normalized. They are normalized, and nothing to worry about that.
एक आखिरी सवाल, कल जो सारा वायलेंस हुआ, इंसिडेंट हुआ, उसके रिगार्डिंग पुलिस ने अभी कोई FIR, कोई एक्शन ऐसा किया?
हम वो सारी चीज़ को एनालाइज कर रहे हैं जी, क्योंकि कल से हम सारा बिजी थे, जितने भी CCTV फुटेजेस वगैरह हम सब देख रहे हैं, तो उसको एनालाइज करने के बाद कुछ भी होगा, विल कम बैक टू यू.
All right, so that's the latest that we are getting from Ajnala, where the police are all set to move court for a discharge application. Now, let's also cut across now to Meghalaya, where the Prime Minister will be arriving there very, very shortly. Niranjan, of course, continues to be there. Niranjan, we can see the preparations now in full swing. The Prime Minister was in Nagaland en route to Shillong right now. Give us an overall sense of the kind of enthusiasm you see. For people in Shillong, this will be a rare opportunity to see the Prime Minister at a road show.
Well, Nupur, to be honest, it's extremely loud here. I'm not sure whether you can hear me because you must be getting a lot of ambience noise. But let me tell you, this is a unique sort of a road show where there's a rock concert, and what a great way of pulling in crowds here. Great way of pulling in crowds because for the last 1 hour, one and a half hours that I've been here, seen thousands and thousands of people just thrown in here to the city square. This is the center point of Shillong, where the Prime Minister will be addressing a rally in a short while from now. But what is unique is that in a 1.5 kilometer stretch, Nupur, I'll try and walk away from the noise. In a 1.5 kilometer stretch, there are 3 or 4 locations where such rock concerts are being held. So throughout the route that the Prime Minister will be taking, there are about 3 or 4 rock concerts throughout this 3-kilometer route, and the Prime Minister will be coming here speaking in a short while from now. Meghalaya is going to be a very, very interesting election, Nupur, because this time the BJP is contesting separately. They were in alliance with the NPP in the last election. Though they are a part of the government, will be interesting to see whether the BJP makes some headway, because this election, apart from the NPP, you also have the Trinamool Congress, you have the Congress fighting separately, and the BJP fighting on its own strength. The Prime Minister will be speaking here on this stage in a short while from now, and this crowd that's gathered here, coming from different parts of Meghalaya, from Garo, Jaintia and Kasi regions, and I'm not sure you can hear me, Nupur, but Aniruddha, my colleague, and me are in different locations. As the roadshow progresses, we should be able to give you a live commentary. You can see that people are gathered here around this circle. Hundreds of people coming in from different parts of Meghalaya and gathering here. And anytime we are expecting the Prime Minister to land here. He should be reaching here any time now. He was in Nagaland. He's landing here any time now. Report back to you.
Absolutely, Niranjan, do stay with us, and we can hear you, even though there's a lot of ambience, and we are quite liking that. Let me also go across to Right. Let me also go across to Aniruddha right now, who is a little way away from where Niranjan is reporting. Aniruddha, of course, Shillong has a very different flavor in the manner in which elections are fought here. But, one of the things that's extremely interesting about this political contest is the fact that there are a large number of political parties that are in the fray. Now, where do you see this heading now? Obviously, it's very, very unlikely that there will be a single party that may emerge as the largest. And I can see behind you people lining up in their traditional clothes to perhaps welcome the Prime Minister, Aniruddha.
Yes, Nupur. In fact, as vibrant is the political scenario right now in Meghalaya is, the vibrancy can also be seen here as the capital city of Shillong is all decked up to welcome the Prime Minister of this country. And as you can see right with me now, these are bands, local troops from the Garo community. This is the Wangala dance. And then we have also performers from the Khasi community as well as the Zandia community. We are getting to know that the Garo community will be performing a Wangala dance to welcome the Prime Minister, whereas the Khasi community will be doing a Masti dance, and the Zandia community will be performing a plate dance to welcome the Prime Minister. People have turned out in huge number to witness this roadshow of the Prime Minister. It's going to be a very unique kind of roadshow because, yes, as I was saying, it's not only a roadshow but also a rock show with various rock bands from the rock capital of the country performing as the Prime Minister is all set to land here shortly. We are expecting that the entire Shillong is today packed with people heading towards the center point area where the Prime Minister is expected to address the public also. And from here, the Prime Minister will be going to Tura, where he will be addressing another rally. Remember, there was a lot of controversy regarding the Tura visit of the Prime Minister because the venue which was initially selected for the Prime Minister's rally, that is the P.A. Sangma Sports Complex, was not permitted. Permission was not given to use the P.A. Sangma Sports Complex, and thereafter another venue has now been selected, and today the Prime Minister will be addressing a massive gathering in Tura. And we are also getting to know, Nupur, that people have turned out in huge number in the Tura rally also, as here also people are coming in large number. In Tura also people are turning out in large number to witness the Prime Minister speaking here in Meghalaya today. Nupur.
All right, stay with us, Aniruddha. Going back across to Niranjan. Niranjan, obviously, as we've been talking about, this is going to be a very different election in terms of the number of parties that, will be participating. There is a likelihood of votes being split in high numbers. But apart from that, you must have been speaking to people around you. For them, what are the main issues that they will be voting on?
The two main issues here in Meghalaya are one, unemployment, second, corruption. Unemployment and corruption are two issues that they've been struggling with, and it's so bad that even the allies in the government, the people, the parties that are running the government, including the BJP and NPP, trading charges with each other. BJP saying that, Conrad Sangma's party is corrupt, saying Conrad Sangma's party is nepotistic, and that's how acrimonious it's become. That's how ugly it's become between both allies. But you don't know how things are going to go after the verdict comes out on the 2nd of March. Anything is possible. Coming back to the point in the question that you asked about, how close an election is going to be. Speaking to pollsters on the ground, there are just, three states out of which it's going to be more or less a clear mandate in Tripura. According to pollsters, voting has already happened in Nagaland. More or less, the BJP is hopeful, and even pollsters suggesting that the NDPP, BJP combined could make a comeback. But it's here in Meghalaya that everybody's on the edge, and they're on the edge because on one hand you have Conrad Sangma, who's very hopeful. He's hoping that he's come back on his own. The BJP hoping, and the BJP, and and the BJP is hoping on increasing their foothold. That's why the Prime Minister is here, and they're putting all their energies behind their Meghalaya battle. I'm not sure whether in Shillong before, which is India's rock capital, I've been here for the last 2 hours, they're belting out all kinds of numbers here from Summer of '69, to all kinds of hits to just draw in the crowds, the young crowds especially. And what do the young crowds want? They want jobs. They want jobs, and they just want employment. And I think that's the biggest issue for them, Nupur. And it could go anyway, because the Trinamool Congress are likely to play spoiler here, and all eyes will be on the Trinamool Congress and the UDP as well. The smaller parties hold key, and if it's a hung assembly, that's when someone like Himanta Biswa Sarma, who's been spending a lot of time in the hill, in all the northeastern states, will play a huge role perhaps.
Oh yes, absolutely. And let's quickly go back across to Aniruddha as well. Aniruddha, the NPP has been accused of corruption by the BJP. Now, the NPP on its part, of course, says that they were very happy to share power with us, but right before the election, they decide that we are corrupt. Now, what has been the NPP strategy going into these elections?
Look, Nupur, this time the election or the electoral slugfest in the state of Meghalaya is not a two-way contest or a three-way contest. In fact, it is a multi-way contest that we are witnessing, with the TMC on the scene, the Congress party also trying to make their presence felt among the electorate, and also on the other hand, we have the BJP and the NPP. Though the major political parties of the state, that is the NPP, the Trinamool Congress or the Congress party itself, and several other regional players like the UDP is accusing the BJP that there is no presence of the BJP. But yes, with the continuous visit of the Prime Minister of Union Home Minister Amit Shah, there is the presence of the BJP can be seen here, and with the people lining up here today in order to welcome the Prime Minister, this is a very clear message that yes, people out here in the state of Meghalaya have also given some space at least to the BJP. So it is definitely going to be a very interesting contest. And coming back to your question, that the NPP strategy is they are treating the Trinamool Congress as their main opponent, because the entire fight for the seat, as far as the NPP and the TMC is concerned, the main fight is in the version of the Sangmas, that is in Garo Hills. Be it Mukul Sangma, former Chief Minister, a Congress leader turned court and who have joined the Trinamool Congress recently, or the incumbent Chief Minister, that is Conrad Sangma. For both Conrad Sangma and former Chief Minister Dr. Mukul Sangma, their version happens to be the Garo Hills, and that is the reason why TMC and NPP is mostly focusing on the constituencies of Garo Hills. There are around more than 20 constituencies, and it is in these constituencies where they are actually fighting over. And meanwhile, if we look into the Khasi Hills and the Zaintia Hills region, we see that the several regional political parties, the smaller parties like the UDP and the PDP, are the actually major players, and eventually they are likely to be
it's a case of too many cooks spoiling the broth, perhaps, but we'll know what happens once the elections take place. Right now, electric atmosphere in Shillong, and Niranjan as well as Aniruddha. Thank you for the moment, but we're going to keep coming back to you guys once the Prime Minister arrives. And here's a quick look at what else is making news this afternoon. Speaking at the G20 Finance Minister and Central Governors meeting, Prime Minister Modi has said that global economy is poised with challenges, and that the global supply chain has been affected.
It is now up to you, the custodians of the leading economy.
Union Finance Minister Nirmala Sitharaman and the RBI Governor Shaktikanta Das, along with several others, leaders, attended the first G20 Finance Ministers and Central Bank Governors meeting in Bengaluru. India is currently holding the G20 presidency. In a significant boost to India's defence capabilities, the Indian Army's Eastern Command raised the first medium-range surface-to-air missile regiment. Officials of the Indian Army said that the SAM regiment will provide air defense against aerial threats. India's Anish Bhanwala fought his way to the bronze medal in the rapid-fire pistol event at the Shooting World Cup in Cairo in Egypt yesterday, making it the third bronze medal for India after qualifying with 581. Anish had to go through an extended shoot-off in the semis to beat Yan Chesnel of France 11-9 for a berth in the medal round. India upholds principles of the UN Charter, claiming that it will always call for dialogue and diplomacy as it's the only way out. India, however, abstained from the UNGA on a resolution that underscored the need to reach comprehensive, just and lasting peace in Ukraine, as New Delhi questioned whether the world was anywhere near a possible solution acceptable both to Moscow and Kiev. The Aam Aadmi Party councillor Pawan Sehrawat has joined the BJP. Sehrawat is the Bhawana ward councillor. Now, the announcement came just minutes before the standing committee elections after joining the BJP. Sehrawat alleged that he was pressurized to create a ruckus in the Municipal Corporation of Delhi House. He added that the AAP politics is suffocating him. In the wake of attacks on Tamil Nadu's fishermen, Tamil Nadu's Chief Minister M.K. Stalin on Thursday wrote a letter to the External Affairs Minister S. Jaishankar seeking his intervention. Police forces have been deployed in large numbers outside the Ajnala police station in Amritsar as Waris Punjab Day Chief Amritpal Singh along with his supporters staged a massive protest demanding the release of his close aide Lovepreet Tufan. And coming down heavily on the Congress leader Rahul Gandhi over his charge that the Trinamool Congress was in cahoots with the BJP, the TMC leader Mahua Moitra and said her party was the only national alternative to the Saffron Party. The TMC MP's remarks came in response to Rahul Gandhi's claim that the ruling party in West Bengal was contesting the Meghalaya Assembly elections to help the BJP win. You are watching Republic TV. We slip into a very short break. On the other side, more news coming your way, including months police give in Amritpal Singh's aid is to be released. Question remains, is Amritpal Singh above the law in Punjab? And Russia ramps up attacks as Ukraine completes a year of war.
We told you he's a threat to internal security.
Why to brandish weapon? Why it's the need of weapon when you are claiming that it's a peaceful procession which you will be carrying out?
No peace can be established without weapons. Why don't the government send the state and everybody army, they just dismiss all the armies, all the weapons, dispose everything and then ask us why do we have weapons?
For 3 months, center and state didn't act. Now Khalistani Amritpal is on a rampage. Anarchy in Punjab, story broken on Republic.
Has been broken by the the protesters, and in fact they have moved all kind of security layers and they are moving towards the police station. Entire situation is getting tense and the police is trying to control the situation as well. लाठी चार्ज हो चुका है यहाँ पे. यहाँ तस्वीर बहुत बदतर हो चुकी है, जो पत्थर है चलाने शुरू कर दिए और इन लोगों ने पुलिस स्टेशन के अंदर तक जो है वो धावा बोल दिया है, क्योंकि इनका कहना ये था कि जो अमृतपाल सिंह के खिलाफ FIR दर्ज हुई है उसमें जो लोग गिरफ्तार हुए हैं उनको छुड़वाया जाए.
Soros, the allegedly evil Soros, has given a lot of money to a lot of people in the Indian news and especially the Indian digital news ecosystem. These people, who we will henceforth refer to as the hashtag Soros media, are therefore very rich media. The ironical part is that these completely blemished hashtag Soros media then asks the non-Soros media ethical questions. The Soros media asks
The Punjab police given Amritpal aid is to be released. Question is Amritpal Singh above the law in Punjab?
कल भी वायलेंस नहीं हुआ था. वायलेंस ऐसा नहीं होता है. वायलेंस में बसों को आग लगा दी जाती है जैसे यूपी बिहार में होता है. वी सी इन महाराष्ट्र एंड अदर स्टेट्स. वायलेंस इज नॉट लाइक दिस. ये क्लैश था और वो क्लैश 10 सेकंड का था.
Amritpal Singh repeats threats as don't test my patience, but where is the Chief Minister? Delhi's mayor orders a re-election for the standing committee, but ruckus and sloganeering continues unabated. In Nagaland, the Prime Minister launches a scathing attack on the Congress party, calls out divide and rule politics. The BJP goes all out as campaigning enters its final leg. The Prime Minister is set to hold a roadshow in Shillong. And Russia ramps up attacks as Ukraine war completes a year, but with neither side relenting, who has the edge? Good afternoon and welcome. You're watching live and breaking on Republic TV. I'm Nupur Talwar Suri. Straight up, we are going across to breaking news that we are just getting. In fact, the film producer Kareem Morani has been summoned by the Enforcement Directorate in the Sukesh Chandrasekhar case. Now, this is news that's just coming in. We are still trying to ascertain what this is over, but we are learning that Kareem Morani has been summoned by the Enforcement Directorate by the Enforcement Directorate in the Sukesh Chandrasekhar case. To remember that Sukesh Chandrasekhar is facing charges of conning people out of crores of rupees. Essentially, he's currently lodged in the Taloja jail. Before that, of course, he was lodged in the Tihar jail. Yesterday, of course, there was a raid inside the jail cell where several luxury items were once again seized. Shawan is joining us right now for more details. Shawan, give us more details in terms of why the film producer Kareem Morani has been summoned by the Enforcement Directorate.
Well, in fact, his statement has been recorded multiple times in the past. We are now given to understand that Sukesh Chandrasekhar, whose statement was once again recorded by the Enforcement Directorate, has essentially told the Enforcement Directorate with regards to the fact that there were certain deals that were essentially being struck with regards to Bollywood films and certain series that were being planned by Sukesh Chandrasekhar. Film producer Karim Murani was also in touch with Sukesh Chandrasekhar, is what the Enforcement Directorate suspects at this point in time. With some fresh evidence now coming up in this particular case, we are now being told that the Enforcement Directorate has once again called Karim Murani for recording his statement.
All right. So Shravan is taking us through the details of this. We are told that Karim Murani has been summoned for recording his statement in this case. So essentially, Shravan, this is with regards to some shows that he wanted to shoot or some movies that he wanted to be part of. Is that it? All right, we seem to have lost that audio connection with Shravan over there, but we'll get more details on that in just a bit. But this is news that's just coming in. Now, do remember that pictures on your screen are of what was witnessed yesterday. This was a tape that was released, and here, of course, you can see Sukesh Chandrasekhar's prison cell being raided. This is his prison cell in the jail where luxury goods were seized. Now, addressing the G20 finance ministers meeting, Prime Minister Narendra Modi has said that it is important to bring back stability, confidence and growth of the global economy.
It is now up to you, the custodians of the leading economies and monetary systems of the world, to bring back stability, confidence and growth to the global economy. It is not an easy task. However, I hope that you will draw inspiration from the vibrancy of the Indian economy. Indian consumers and producers are optimistic and confident about the future. We hope that you will be able to transmit the same positive spirit to the global economy. I would urge that your discussions should focus on the most vulnerable citizens of the world. Only by creating an inclusive agenda will the global economic leadership win back the confidence of the world. The theme of our G20 presidency also promotes this inclusive vision. One Earth, one family, one future. Excellencies, even as the world population has crossed 8 billion, progress on sustainable development goals seems to be slowing down. We need to collectively work to strengthen multilateral development banks for meeting global challenges like climate change and high debt levels. Excellencies, in the world of finance, technology is increasingly dominant.
Now, the Prime Minister, of course, is in Nagaland and Meghalaya today. He was in Nagaland a short while ago where he addressed an election rally. Thereafter, of course, now he's making his way to Meghalaya where he will be at a road show as well. In Shillong, he will be participating in a road show in the heart of Shillong, really. And, of course, after that, he goes to Tura, where he will be addressing an election rally. And Niranjan, of course, continues to be with us. He's joining us from the location where this roadshow will begin, and he has been taking us through, the kind of election fervor that we are seeing in the heart of Shillong. Niranjan, take us through. We can, of course, what's happening there right now. We can, of course, see a large number of those BJP flags waving behind you.
Yes, Nupur. They've managed to get large crowds in here, in Shillong. And the entire election for the BJP in Meghalaya this time are being fought on, the face and the credibility of the Prime Minister. In fact, just before you came to me, you were playing out some of the numbers, the jingles for the election for the BJP. It's fantastic how they've sort of used music and, you remember the song called Waka Waka for the World Cup. So they sort of rehashed that tune to say Modi Modi, and I think they're trying to make their way into the minds of people before Meghalaya goes to vote on the 27th, using a lot of music. And in fact, I've been live here for the last 2 hours, Nupur, and each time that you were live, you came live to me. There was a music band here, there was a rock band here sometime back. They're just taking a break, but that's been a huge crowd puller. With the help of music, you just see people moving to the music here, and people coming in from across different regions of Meghalaya, Garo, Jaintia Hills, and the Khasi regions. They're all here because they are here primarily to see the Prime Minister, to see him, to hear him, and this entire stretch, Nupur, this 3-kilometer stretch. This is not the only rock band, by the way. There are at least 3 or 4 stages along this route. 3 or 4 stages that have been set up where there are bands performing, and these bands are primarily being used to gather the crowds, and also, very interesting to watch. In the last 2 hours that I've been listening to the music here, it's not just English music. I think the rock bands have sort of had to change the playlist as well, because a lot of Hindi numbers, a mix of Hindi, Punjabi, and even English music being dished out to sort of move the crowds here. Shillong being the rock capital of India, so many bands. In fact, when we were walking in, we saw the different stages being set up. So very interesting this election, because the BJP is fighting on its own strength, not fighting with Conrad Sangma. Even though they have more competition this time, with the Trinamool Congress also coming in. The Trinamool Congress using Mukul Sangma as their anchor in Meghalaya. Of course, Mukul Sangma, a very, very strong leader here. All eyes will be on him, and whether the Trinamool Congress makes some headway with him, especially in the Garo regions, where he will be facing off with Conrad Sangma. Conrad Sangma is hopeful that he will fight on his own strength. But the 2 primary issues here in Meghalaya, Nupur, one being unemployment, second being corruption, and even the partners in the government, the BJP and the NPP, have been sort of fighting it out, having a go at each other. So bitter this election has been between the BJP and the NPP, that the state government, Conrad Sangma's party, and the government refused to give permission to the Prime Minister to hold a roadshow today in Tura at the PA Sangma Stadium. Prime Minister will be in Tura, but originally was supposed to hold a rally at the Tura Stadium, at the PA Sangma Stadium. That permission was denied. So things not well between them, but anything could happen after the elections, and that's why the BJP may be keeping a close eye on parties like the UDP, etc. And all eyes also will be in the Trinamool Congress, what Mukul Sangma does. Will likely to be a hung assembly, but I think, the Prime Minister giving it his everything, because the BJP is fighting this election purely on the governance. And not to forget, states like Meghalaya, largely funded by the centre. Nearly 80% of the funding comes from the centre. So that is required. So it will be interesting to see how this election goes for Meghalaya. But like I said, thousands of people. This is a square, basically. If you look at it, it's a square. It's the city centre, Shillong city centre. It's called the centre point, and you will see that people have come from different parts of Meghalaya just to catch a glimpse of him. And interesting, I think some performers there as well. Welcome to Prime Minister.
Right.
The culture of Meghalaya, the culture of the Northeast on display.
Niranjan, I'm
in the
afraid
next
that's
1
a
hour.
very
Like
poor connection that we have with you. Obviously, with the Prime Minister coming in, perhaps there will be some jammers in place right now. But we will go across to Niranjan once again. I think we also have Aniruddha. He is about 1 kilometer away from Aniruddha. Aniruddha, I can see a large number of people lining the sides of the streets, but give us a sense of how the NPP is hoping to fight this election. Now, do remember that they were in coalition with the BJP earlier. The BJP, of course, is now accusing them of corruption. It's accusing them of nepotism. But what is it that what is the core things that the NPP is relying on in this election?
Yes, Nupur, as you have pointed out that BJP and the NPP were alliance partners, but and they are still very much in alliance as far as the government is concerned, because BJP has also not withdrawn support from the government. But yes, as far as this election is concerned, they are fighting this election separately, and in fact, both the NPP and the BJP are attacking each other. The BJP has also attacked the NPP on several issues, ranging from the issue of corruption to even nepotism. They have the BJP, in fact, Union Home Minister Amit Shah, during his rally in Tura a few days back, targeted the NPP and said that it is the Sangma and Associates which is actually running the government, and all the contracts are being awarded to the family, and it is the Sangma family which has taken over the NPP and the government in Meghalaya. Also, on the other hand, the BJP is being accused of trying to make a proxy entry in the state by the NPP. So yes, the contest as far as this election is concerned, the political discourse has become very tense, and it is only after the elections, once the mandate is given, and on the 2nd of March, the picture will be much more clear as in which direction the future of Meghalaya will go. Because as far as the pollsters are concerned, there is no clear mandate this time in the state of Meghalaya, and every pollster is pointing towards a hung house, and that will be very interesting, because once it goes for a hung house, and Meghalaya in fact have a history of witnessing hung house. In the last 4 elections also, we have seen that no political party has been able to get a clear mandate or emerge as a single largest party, and it is the smaller parties, the regional parties, who actually at the end becomes kingmaker. And now with the Prime Minister coming today to address this 2 different rallies in Shillong as well as in Tura, it will be very much it will be very much interesting to see how the mandate goes, and because we never expected, it was never seen before really, and that is being witnessed in the capital city of Shillong, and people in large number have come out to witness the Prime Minister doing a roadshow in Shillong, the rock capital of India, as Niranjan was also pointing out, Nupur.
Oh yes, absolutely, Aniruddha, and as you're pointing out, of course, perhaps it will be the smaller parties that will hold the key to what really happens in the elections over there. For the moment, thank you, though I can see some activity behind you right now, but we will come back to you for more later. Now, moving on, of course, to the other big story that we are tracking today, it is what happened in Punjab yesterday, in Amritsar to be specific, where hundreds of supporters of Amritpal Singh essentially lay siege to the police station in Ajnala. Now, what was witnessed yesterday, of course, has been criticized by many as one person with his supporters holding the law to ransom. Today, of course, what we are hearing is that the police have decided that they will not contest against the arrest of Lovepreet Tufan, and that they have now produced evidence before the court to establish that he was not at the spot. In fact, we also spoke to the SSP of Amritsar, who seemed to suggest all right, I think we'll just quickly cut into that conversation that Piyush Ori is having with Amritpal Singh.
Is this again a victory march which you are trying to project?
No, I am going to Gurdwara Sahib. This is a Sangat. I didn't invite the Sangat. Wherever I go, Sangat comes in the respect of Guru Granth Sahib Ji.
Okay. I again want to ask you, sir. I I know. There are a lot of enthusiasm over here. But मैं आपसे फिर से पूछना चाहता हूँ सर कि आप भारत की परिभाषा से मतलब सहमत हैं? आपसे
There was no Bharat, there was no India before 1947. It's a union of states. We must respect the unions. We must respect the states. Otherwise, you know what we say, we don't respect diversity, we lose everything. So I'm not agree to the definition of India, modern India. All I'm saying, everybody has right to self-determine. If I say Punjab is a separate country, I have right to do it.
Sir, I want to ask you a very simple question, sir. You are very proud of your Sikh identity, right? You are very proud of your Sikh.
Calm down, brother.
Yeah.
Calm down.
Yeah, you're very proud of your Sikh identity, sir.
Calm down.
But sir, in that way, sir, even the Sikhs have, sacrificed their life for the nation. They have sacrificed their life for Mother India. What do you
They
have to say about that?
sacrificed their lives and they got what in the return? 1984 genocide. They got Punjab separated in 3 parts. They got their water looted. So what we have to understand, there are many things you don't know because you don't live in Punjab. Punjab have a different phenomena. Punjab have a different energy. So Punjab is a totally different phenomena. If you sitting outside, you don't understand here. You are here. Do you think this is something constructive?
हिंदी में भी थोड़ा बोलिएगा because सर मैं चाहता हूँ कि सर सब लोग आपको देखें, सब लोग आपसे जाने, क्योंकि सर सरदारों ने अपनी जान भी दी है इस देश के लिए.
सरदारों को देखे, एयर मार्शल अर्जुन सिंह थे. एयर मार्शल अर्जुन सिंह जो थे 1984 में उनके घर पे भीड़ गई और उनको मारने की कोशिश की और उनके हाथ से पुलिस ने जाके हथियार उनके हाथ से छीन लिए. और
जगजीत सिंह अरोड़ा भी हम जानते हैं.
जगजीत सिंह अरोड़ा को कोर्ट मार्शल कर दिया गया था, आपको मालूम है?
वो हरबख्श सिंह थे सर.
नहीं, मेरी हरबख्श सिंह, जनरल हरबख्श सिंह, सॉरी, जनरल जगजीत सिंह अरोड़ा भी उनको भी सफर करना पड़ा 1984 के बाद हैं. और मौत से सिख जनरल शबेक सिंह भी आर्मी में थे ना, जो गोल्डन टेम्पल में लड़े थे. सो सिखों ने बहुत कुछ किया इस देश के लिए, इस देश ने सिखों के लिए कुछ नहीं किया. मनमोहन सिंह, बराक ओबामा प्रधानमंत्री अफ्रीकन मूल का था, उससे ब्लैक्स की प्रॉब्लम ठीक हो गई. मनमोहन सिंह इज अ टोकन प्राइम मिनिस्टर. मनमोहन सिंह वाज अ प्राइम मिनिस्टर फ्रॉम द सेम पार्टी हु कमिटेड जेनोसाइड अगेंस्ट सिख्स. सो डोंट से दीस थिंग्स. थैंक यू सो मच.
All right, so that was Amritpal Singh over there speaking to Piyush Ori, essentially questioning the idea of India, if that's what you read into what he said. Also, of course, questions are being raised as to why he's being allowed to essentially take the law into his own hands. Now, so far, we haven't heard whether the Punjab police is going to file any case against him for what we saw yesterday from Ajnala, where there were hundreds of his supporters who essentially clashed with the police. Now, as far as his demand is concerned, of course, that demand has been agreed to. Lovepreet Tufan is going to be released today. But what about action from the police's side against him? What about the issue of taking the law into their own hands? And that's not been addressed yet. And I'm going to go across to Amandeep on that one. Amandeep, you were talking earlier on to the SSP of Amritsar. Now, he told you that they are going to take that case back against him, that they're going to go back to court. But he did not specify whether there will be any action taken against Amritpal Singh and his supporters who, by the hundreds, stormed the Ajnala police station yesterday. And why is no action been taken against them so far? Has an FIR been filed against them?
Well, Nupur, when they have filed the application to discharge Lovepreet Singh alias Tufan Singh in Ajnala court, and that was considered by the Ajnala court also, what else we expect from the police? What else we expect from the police? Are they going to take any kind of harsh action against this entire violence, what had happened yesterday? No. They are not even releasing a certain statement that they are going to take any kind of legal action against yesterday's violence. They have not registered one single case despite knowing that 7 police officers, including 1 SP rank officer, sustaining injuries, in fact head injuries, that was given by the swords, and in fact no case has been registered. Their medical has been conducted, but no case has been registered. Not a single police officer is coming on the camera or off the camera accepting that they are going to register the FIR against Amritpal Singh or any of the supporter of Amritpal Singh indulged into the violence yesterday. No. Police is completely in a compromised stage. They are completely bowed down in front of Amritpal Singh and his supporters, and in fact, after entire episode, what had happened yesterday, and even they have moved the discharge application in which they have mentioned that there is no such evidence against Lovepreet Singh in the kidnapping case, and police did not need him into this entire case. So kindly discharge him from the kidnapping case of Varinder Singh. So now the court has also considered the application of police. They said, okay, fine, Lovepreet Singh will be discharged. And in fact, he will be coming out by the evening from Amritsar Central Jail, and they are going to launch a victory march at the Golden Temple. They are going to celebrate this victory of Lovepreet Singh after the protest. And even now the police is releasing the statement that they don't have evidence. And in fact, the evidence that was provided by the Amritpal Singh, that is very crucial evidence that proves that Lovepreet Singh is not at all accused in the case. But what about the police investigation? Are the police files are going to hand over to Amritpal Singh and do the investigation and come back to us and tell who is the accused, who is not accused? Is this going to happen in the future? I mean, big questions are being raised, and police is completely on the mum stage. Punjab government is completely on the mum stage. Chief Minister is holding the Punjab Invest in Mohali. He is just sharing the talks and holding the discussions with the so-called businessmen and the investors in Mohali. But what about the people of Punjab? And what about the police of Punjab? Are they really into the position to maintain the law and order situation in Punjab?
Amandeep, what is it that you're hearing from your sources within the government? Why has the government decided to take this soft sort of approach to Amritpal Singh? Because this is not the first time he's used, a sense of showing his power to the political establishment.
Well, absolutely. Nupur, you have raised very right question on this part. And even Amritpal's movement is being tracked by the intelligence agencies. Not only the state intelligence agencies, including central agencies. But for their own political motives, it might seems to be like that for their own political motives, Aam Aadmi Party government is turning silent on these, all the hardliners. This is, yes, Nupur.
All right. So you sense that this is perhaps more of a political gamut that the Aam Aadmi Party is looking at. Thank you for the moment for joining us, Amandeep. We are now going to go across to news that we just getting. The Patiala House Court has extended Sukesh Chandrasekhar's ED custody till Monday, that's the 27th of February. The ED has said that some new facts and evidence have been found which have to be investigated. Now, the accused Deepak Ramdani and the jail officer DS Meena are to be interrogated together for the second day. The court has extended the accused Deepak Ramdani's ED custody for another 5 days as well. The ED had arrested Sukesh Chandrasekhar in a new case where he's accused of extorting about 3.5 crore rupees from the wife of the former Fortis promoter Malwinder Singh. So that's the latest we are getting in Sukesh Chandrasekhar's case. To remember that yesterday, of course, there was a raid that was conducted at the Mandoli prison where he's housed, where several luxury goods worth crores were seized from. So Sukesh Chandrasekhar's ED custody has now been extended for another 3 days. That's the 27th of February. The ED has said that new facts have come to light, and there is also new evidence that they are now examining, and hence they had asked for an extension in the ED's custody of Sukesh Chandrasekhar. That is something that's been granted by the Patiala House Court. The ED, of course, had also arrested Sukesh Chandrasekhar in another case where he's accused of extorting about 3.5 crore rupees from the wife of former Fortis promoter Malwinder Singh. Of course, investigations are also on as to how he managed to do that while being housed in the Tihar jail. Lots of questions still remain in this particular conman case. Right now, of course, the ED has been given 3 more days of custody for Sukesh Chandrasekhar. You are with Republic TV. On the other side, the mayor orders re-election for the standing committee, but ruckus and sloganeering continues unabated. And Russia ramps up attacks as Ukraine war completes a year, but with neither side relenting, who has the edge?
MCD has been ranked India's #1 not-for-profit private university for 10 years, with top 10 ranked institutions in management, engineering, biotech, law, masscom, telecom, hospitality, fashion and more. Yet another top ranking for Amity University.
Soros, the allegedly evil Soros, has given a lot of money to a lot of people in the Indian news and especially the Indian digital news ecosystem. These people, who we will henceforth refer to as the hashtag Soros media, are therefore very rich media. The ironical part is that these completely blemished hashtag Soros media then asks the non-Soros media ethical questions. The Soros media asks the non-Soros media tell us who owns the news. Well, I tell them Uncle Soros owns you. These unethical members of the Soros media have been completely lying and constantly lying and saying, oh, you got to pay to keep the news free. We are so poor, we have no money, the mainstream media has money, we are broke, help us, please give us 100 rupees. Why 100 rupees? Should even 1 rupee be given by you?
महिला मेयर है, उसके ऊपर हमला कर रहे हैं, लोगों के ऊपर हमला कर रहे हैं, पूरे सदन को तमाशा बना रखा है। ये तीनों चुनाव आज सर्वोच्च न्यायालय के आदेश पे हो रहे हैं। ये चुनाव भी नहीं होने देना चाहते, तो ना लोकतंत्र मानते हैं, ना संविधान मानते हैं, ना सुप्रीम कोर्ट मानते हैं।
आपको रिइलेक्शन कराना पड़ेगा।
Pakistan has faced a series of martial laws, 4 military dictators, and the constitution held in abeyance multiple times. And even when the military dictators are not there directly in power, they are the puppeteers behind the throne and they control people. ये story क्या है?
पाकिस्तान की जो जनता है, उनको डेमोक्रेसी से कोई इंटरेस्ट नहीं है, उनको इस्लाम चाहिए। कहने को बिलावल भुट्टो की पार्टी हो, नवाज शरीफ की पार्टी हो, इमरान खान भी तरीके इंसाफ करते रहते हैं, सब फौज की गोद में बैठना चाहते हैं।
Viewers, we're live and breaking. I'm Shivangi Shukla. The Prime Minister will be holding multiple rallies in the poll-bound states of Nagaland and Meghalaya today. We'll get you all the details. But first, the headlines we are tracking at this moment. Mahar's corpse given, Amritpal aid to be released. Questions remain. Is Amritpal the law in Punjab now?
कल भी वायलेंस नहीं हुआ था। वायलेंस ऐसा नहीं होता है। वायलेंस में बसों को आग लगा दी जाती है, जैसे यूपी बिहार में होता है। वी सी इन महाराष्ट्र एंड अदर स्टेट्स। वायलेंस इज नॉट लाइक दिस। ये क्लैश था और वो क्लैश 10 सेकंड का था।
Amritpal repeats threat, says, do not test my patience. But where is the chief minister? Mayor orders re-election for standing committee, but ruckus and sloganeering continues unabated. In Nagaland, Prime Minister launches a scathing attack on the Vadra Congress, calls out divide and rule politics. The BJP goes all out as campaigning enters a final leg. Prime Minister is set to hold roadshow in Shillong. Russia ramps up attacks as Ukraine war completes a year, but with neither side relenting. Who has the edge? Viewers, getting some breaking news. Let's start off with that right now. This Friday, days after MHA ban crackdown on Jammu and Kashmir, Ghaznavi force in Jammu and Kashmir, properties of terrorists linked to JKGF is being attached. Houses of terrorist Abdul Majid in a first Jammu police to attach properties of terrorists. A mega crackdown is happening there in Jammu and Kashmir. Properties of terrorists are being attached, and Gursimran is joining us live for more details. Gursimran, this is a big development coming in where we are seeing a major crackdown on terror in Jammu and Kashmir. Gursimran.
Yes, a major terror crackdown on the terrorism front in Jammu and Kashmir. Days after Ministry of Home Affairs has banned the outfit Jammu Kashmir Ghaznavi Front, now the Jammu and Kashmir Police has begun the action, and this is the house of the terrorist Abdul Majid that is now being attached. The property is being attached by the senior officers of the Jammu and Kashmir Police, and the Special Investigation Unit of the Jammu and Kashmir Police is going to serve this attachment orders. I'll request Sarjeevan to keep showing you the visuals that this is the house that was used to harbour two terrorists. The attempt was to revive the terrorism in the Chenab Valley. There were desperate attempts and 3 terrorists were arrested by the Ramban police. They were part of a module that were working on a behest of the Pakistani terror groups to revive the terrorism in the Chenab Valley. This is in the upper reaches of the Ghoul area, in the area of the Ramban, and now the announcement using the drums are being made that this house is being attached. This is to send a message to the entire community that this kind of acts will be punished, and punished in such a way that this will send a message. Now the senior officials of the Jammu and Kashmir Police, they are also here. I'll request Sarjeevan to come this way, that the notices are also being served. This is the attachment notice, the copy of the attachment that this house is being attached by the senior officials of the Jammu and Kashmir Police. Now the announcement too will be made by the senior officials of the Jammu and Kashmir Police who are here at the spot to let the people know that this house belongs to a terrorist and is now being attached as the due process is being followed by the senior members. Important to mention that there has been a crackdown on terror we have seen happening across the Union Territory of Jammu and Kashmir, and now the senior officials are here at this ground zero. We spoke to SSP Ramban a while back wherein she said that in the coming days also this announcement will, this kind of action will continue in the coming days. Now the announcement, a public announcement will be made by the station house officer of the Ghoul, wherein how this house was being used to harbour the terrorist. It will be declared that this house has now been attached by the senior officers, and the team of SIU has also arrived here at the spot to make the announcement and also to seize the property. The entire area has been put under the cordon. This house was the same house wherein an attack was planned on the police post of the Jammu and Kashmir Police in August, and post that this modus operandi was busted. Now the announcements are being made.
Abdul Majid wal Jamaldeen Qom Loan Sakna Shishal in जो के मुकदमा इला नंबर 69/2022 में दहशत गर्दाना कार्रवाइयों में मुलव्वस पाया गया है और सरेदस्त ज़ेर हरास चला रहा है, और मज़कूरा का मकान दहशत गर्दाना कार्रवाइयों में रिहाइश के लिए इस्तेमाल हुआ है। बदी वजह मकान मज़कूरा को मुतलका अथॉरिटी ने अटैच करने का हुक्म सादर फरमाया है। इमरोज़ मकान मज़कूरा को करारे हुक्म मुतलका अथॉरिटी रूबरू मजिस्ट्रेट व दीगर ओहदेदारान पुलिस अटैच किया जा रहा है। मज़कूरा के मकान को आइंदा बाद ना ही मज़कूरा खुद और ना ही मज़कूरा के अहले खाना का कोई फ़र्द या अफराद फ़रोख्त या ज़ाया कर सकता है, और ना ही किसी किस्म की तब्दीली कर सकता है। कोई भी कदम उठाने से पहले मुतलका अथॉरिटी से इजाज़त हासिल करनी होगी।
This means that this house is now being attached by the Jammu and Kashmir Police. The Special Investigation Unit is also here, and now this house, the notice is being attached here by the police authorities that this house will now be used, won't be able to use this house, this premises, as this was a proceed of the terrorism. And I'll request Sarjeevan to keep showing you the visuals that the notice that is being pasted here by the Special Investigation Unit of the Ramban. This is SIU Ramban that is also part of this operation along with the district police, and it has come from the DSP rank officer. This notice has been issued by the Sub-Divisional Police of the Ghoul. We are showing you these exclusive visuals, only channel reporting from Ground Zero, where the properties of the terrorists are now being seized. Yes.
Right. Well, thank you, Gursuru, for getting us all the details. A big crackdown happening there in Jammu and Kashmir. A big step being taken, viewers, against terror in the valley. The Special Investigation Unit is conducting the crackdown on terror. Let's go ahead to the other story we are getting for you. This is a story coming in from Pakistan, viewers. An anti-terrorism court in Pakistan has issued an arrest warrant of Home Minister of Pakistan, Rana Sanaullah, asking the police to produce him before the court on March 7th. It's a huge development coming in, and that also means it's a big setback to the incumbent government in Pakistan. That means Pakistan minister called Sanaullah, Rana Sanaullah, he will be produced before court. Viewers, it's a big development, and I'm being joined right now by Kaswar, who's joining us live right now, our correspondent. Kaswar, just take us through exactly what we know so far. We know that the ATC had issued an arrest warrant for Rana Sanaullah, and this is a development which has been happening for the past few days now. Just take us through exactly what the allegations are against this Pakistan minister.
An anti-terrorist court in Pakistan has issued arrest warrant for the Home Minister, Mr. Rana Sanaullah, and it is a huge setback for the incumbent coalition government in Islamabad, let me tell you. And as far as the allegations are concerned, he is accused of threatening former senior, officials and their family for the dire consequences some months ago. And these are the very serious, the allegation, because a man who is a home minister, it means the law and order situation across Pakistan falls under his jurisdiction. And now we have heard that, arrest warrant had been issued on the order of anti-terrorism court on the allegation of threatening a senior official against the home minister. So it itself makes it a big, huge story, because the Home Minister is concerned. Home Minister is supposed to take measures to save the lives and the properties of all of the millions of Pakistanis. But on the other hand, he has been accused of threatening a senior officer of Punjab government for dire consequences, not only the senior official but also the family as well. So it is a huge development. Let me tell you, as we have been reporting from Islamabad for a long time, that Pakistan is facing on one side an economic crackdown. The trouble is hunting Pakistan. On the other hand, Imran Khan is up to hamper the coalition government as well. So on the one hand is the economic crisis, on the other hand a political storm is growing. And in the middle of these two crises, now we heard that an anti-terrorist court has issued the arrest warrant for a big, huge politician on which the coalition government is actually banking. So it's a setback for the coalition government in Islamabad. And in a nutshell, we can say that a number of crises have actually cornered Nuclear-armed state Pakistan, and this is what I can tell you from Islamabad. Economic crisis, political storm, and in the middle of these two storms, the politician, the big politician like Rana Sanaullah, they are hunting by not only by their actions but also by the the courts in Pakistan as well. And this is a sad story from nuclear-armed state that is called Pakistan.
Right, Kaswar. Just hold on, because I'm being joined right now by Major Gaurav Arya joining us right now. I just want to go ahead to you and ask you that while Pakistan is going through so much at this point of time, so much financial crisis, and while going through financial crisis, we saw they were targeting Imran Khan. Now we see that's a big embarrassment coming in, because there's a arrest